A massive earthquake measuring 8.8 on the Richter scale struck off the southeastern coast of Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula on the morning of July 30th, 2025, marking one of the strongest seismic events recorded globally in the last several decades. According to the Russian Academy of Sciences and International Seismological Centers, the earthquake originated at a shallow depth of roughly 19 kilometers beneath the ocean floor, with its epicenter located around 119 kilometers southeast of the regional capital, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky.
Офигеть!
The violent tremor was the result of tectonic activity along the Kurilsk-Kamchatka Trench, a known subduction zone where the Pacific Plate is thrusting beneath the Okhotsk segment of the North American Plate. The rupture, which extended across a significant length of the trench, displaced vast amounts of seawater and triggered a powerful tsunami that reached multiple points along the Pacific Rim. Preliminary models estimate that the rupture zone may have stretched for hundreds of kilometers beneath the seafloor, releasing an extraordinary amount of seismic energy within minutes. Along Russia's eastern coastline, particularly in the northern Kuril Islands and parts of Kamchatka, tsunami waves between 3 and 5 meters in height inundated several communities.
Да.
Борисович, звони быстро по съемкам.
In Severo-Kurilsk, one of the hardest-hit towns, the sea breached protective barriers, flooding residential areas, displacing fishing vessels, and heavily damaging port infrastructure. A local kindergarten was among the buildings affected, and several residents sustained injuries due to falling debris and shattered glass. Emergency services were deployed immediately, and rapid response teams carried out search and rescue operations. Thankfully, no fatalities have been confirmed so far. The tsunami threat prompted widespread alerts throughout the Pacific. Authorities in Japan, the United States, Canada, Taiwan, New Zealand, Indonesia, the Philippines, Chile, and several Pacific Island nations activated warning systems and issued evacuation orders for vulnerable coastal regions. In Japan, wave heights reached up to 1.3 meters in Hokkaido and parts of northeastern Honshu. Hawaii recorded surges up to 1.7 meters, with the waves causing minor coastal flooding in low-lying areas such as Hilo Bay.
Oh my God. Chewy, it's okay. Oh my God. Tsunami siren.
But you see how there's like a car down there driving? It's scaring me because I see people walking out there right now. And I don't like that because, God forbid, what they're watching, if it came through and this all just started to fill up with water, these people cannot be, out there.
On the U.S. West Coast, wave amplitudes varied from 0.6 to 1.5 meters in cities including Crescent City, San Francisco, and parts of Southern California. Temporary evacuation advisories were issued in some of these locations, but were lifted after wave activity stabilized and the tsunami threat subsided. Although damage outside of Russia was generally limited, the event served as a critical test for early warning systems developed over the past 2 decades in response to earlier disasters such as the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami and the 2011 Tohoku earthquake in Japan. Officials from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center reported that alerts were disseminated within minutes, allowing time for precautionary evacuations in many areas. The earthquake's magnitude and shallow focus place it among the most dangerous types of seismic events, megathrust quakes, which occur along subduction zones and have the potential to unleash enormous tsunamis. Comparisons are already being made to the 1952 Severo-Kurilsk earthquake, which registered a magnitude of 9.0 and remains the most powerful in the Kamchatka-Kuril region's recorded history. That event killed over 2,300 people and destroyed entire villages, primarily due to tsunami waves that struck with little warning.
Землетрясение. А у нас землетрясение.
The July 30th earthquake was preceded by a significant foreshock of magnitude 7.4 on July 20th, indicating increasing stress along the fault line in the days leading up to the main rupture. Seismologists warn that the region remains seismically active, with a high probability of strong aftershocks in the coming weeks, some potentially exceeding magnitude 7.0. Monitoring stations have been put on elevated alert, and the public has been advised to remain prepared for possible secondary quakes and further tsunami advisories. Despite the scale of the quake, critical infrastructure, such as power grids, communication lines, and nuclear facilities in the broader Russian Far East, appear to have withstood the shaking without catastrophic damage. Authorities have reported that backup systems activated automatically in sensitive areas, and initial inspections show no major structural compromise at high-risk facilities. In the affected zones, emergency crews are continuing damage assessments, clearing debris, and restoring access to essential services. Shelters have been established for displaced residents, while engineering teams inspect roads, bridges, and public buildings to ensure safety. Humanitarian aid deliveries, including food, water, and medical supplies, are underway in the hardest-hit towns.
Смотри, он чё.
The earthquake has reignited discussions among geologists and policymakers about the seismic vulnerability of the Pacific Ring of Fire, which is home to over 75% of the world's active volcanoes and a majority of the planet's megathrust zones. Experts emphasize the need for continued investment in geophysical research, international cooperation, and robust public preparedness to mitigate the risks posed by future seismic catastrophes.
Йося! Господи, боже мой! Что Господи, боже мой. Когда успокоится все, Господи. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой. Васечка мой маленький, Васечка. Сейчас пойдем. Сейчас пойдем, подожди. Ой, Господи.